Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be this really colorful kind of editorial makeup look. Now I know this is not something that you would wear every day, but I thought that I kind of wanted to spice it up for the spring and summer and kind of just do more different looks on my channel than I've ever done in the past. So I'm going to start off with eyes. I always prime my eyes. I'm using my concealer. This is Tarte Shape Tape. You really just want to prep and prime your eyes just to make the eyeshadows blend and be more pigmented and stick a little bit better. I'm using the Anastasia Prism palette and I'm using the shade Eden. It's more of like a peachy color, but definitely more on the pink side. And I'm using this as my transition shade in the crease, and I'm using a Crown Brushes brush. It's not Morphe this time. And I really just think starting off with this like peachy shade kind of gives it a light transition, so you're not just going in straight with the bold colors, but it kind of sticks to that kind of bright color theme because it's not just like a warm brown like you would use every other day of your life. So then I'm going in with the color Sphere, and it's like a neon yellow color, and I'm just putting this in the inner corner of my eye, and I kind of go back in a little bit and kind of reinforce all these bright colors in a second, but I kind of wanted it just to go from like yellow to like a purple, maybe blue a little bit, and then pink. Like I really kind of wanted to use all of the neon colors pretty much. Then I'm using the Huda Beauty Obsessions palette, and I'm going in with this purpley pink shade. It definitely comes off more pink on camera, and I'm just kind of blending that from the yellow into the middle of my eye. And I'm just kind of working on feathering this color out and making sure there's a blend from the yellow to the purple. I'm using a small pencil brush for this, and as you can see, I'm going back in and kind of reinforcing the yellow a little bit as well. Then I'm going in with a flat brush, and this kind of glittery purple shade I was not impressed with. It did not blend very well, and it kind of, as you can see right here, I'm kind of trying to blend it out a little bit. So then I just go back in with that first shade and kind of put that all over the rest of my lid, but I'll cover up that purple shade in a second with a blue. Then I'm using this magenta shade, and I really actually love this color. I'm going to create a wing. I'm using a fluffy pencil brush. This one's also by Crown Brushes, and I'm just going to kind of start winging that shadow out, and it's going to kind of give that cat-like effect, but a little bit more dramatic because, like I said, this is an editorial look, and I really just think that this color just kind of brings the look together. And I really wanted this look to go from like a yellow to a purple to a pink and then like a little bit of a darker pink. Then I'm taking this blue shade and I'm going to kind of cover up the purple. I'm using my finger. I find that these shimmery glitter colors from Huda Beauty work best with your finger. So I'm going to cover up that purple shade that I did a little bit with that blue. And really with the pink and the blue mixed together, it kind of does come off as a purple. So it actually worked out really well. I really love this color combination. I don't know why. I just think that it complements it really well. And then I'm using this gold shade. I think it's called Pyramid from the Prism palette. And I'm going to kind of put that where the yellow stops and the blue starts. Yeah, I just really like these color combinations. And then I just kind of go back in and blend a little bit. The Huda Beauty palette, for some reason, the shimmers are really hard to blend. So just keep that in mind if you're going to be using this palette. And then I kind of cleaned up the wing part of the shadow, and then I'm moving on to my face. I'm using the Hourglass Stick Foundation, and then also the Dior Forever Foundation. I'm mixing those two to create my perfect shade. I really want this to be full coverage, and I am just buffing that all over my skin. Especially with a colorful eye look, you really want the skin to be full coverage. I just think that it looks best with a full coverage foundation look. This is one of those looks where it kind of looks crazy until all of your makeup is done. Once your makeup is done, then it looks like you see where the look is going once the whole makeup look is done. I'll be honest, when I was creating this, I'm like, what the hell am I doing? But you'll see it all comes together in the end. Then I'm going to conceal my under eye circles with the Becca color corrector. I really think with a colorful look, you really need to color correct your under eyes. Because a lot of times the colors can kind of cast a shadow underneath and it just looks like a mess. Then I'm going to use my concealer. I'm back to the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. For some reason the Shape Tape, it kind of has just been drying out underneath my eyes. At this point too, you can kind of use your concealer to clean up that cat eye shadow. And this is kind of like a foolproof way to make sure that your makeup is like perfect, because when you're doing a cat eye, you really want the edges to be sharp, otherwise it'll just look like you missed your eye when putting on eyeshadow. And then I'm using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder, and I'm going to set my under eyes with this. I don't hear people talking about this for underneath your eyes, but I've been loving, like, I don't know, I just, for the last couple of months, I've just been really loving setting my under eyes with that. Then I'm using the Anastasia bronzer in the shade Saddle, and I'm going to contour my cheekbones. And you'll see that I kind of do circular motions with this bronzer because it is so buttery and powdery and pigmented. It really just looks best when you blend it out in circular motions, and it kind of gives a gradient also instead of just like a harsh contour. And then, of course, you want to contour your forehead. I never skip this step. I love a bronzed forehead. And then for blush, I'm sticking to more of a mauve tone. This is by Hourglass. I forget what exactly the shade is called, so I will leave that in the description box. But I really think that I wanted to stick to more of the mauve colors because I think that this complements this look the best. I didn't want it to be too corally or peachy or anything like that. Then I'm going to carve out my contour with some translucent powder, and I'm using the other side of my Morphe beauty sponge for this, and I really love this beauty blender, or I mean this sponge, for this reason. And then for my under eye, I'm going to use the same yellow shade that I used in the inner corner, and then I'm going to kind of smoke out my lower lash line with some purple on the bottom, because I still wanted that purple in there. It kind of worked a little bit better on my under eye than it did on my lid. And then for highlight, I'm using the Nicole Guerriero highlighting kit. This one is in the shade Forever Lit. I love this shade. It kind of gives like an iridescence a little bit, so I feel like it complements the colors very well. I didn't want anything to be too gold or anything. And then just for lips, I'm sticking to a nude. This is a Buxom lip gloss in the shade Sandy. I kind of just wanted to keep it simple for the lips. And then I'm going to use some Urban Decay setting spray, and I'm also going to highlight my collarbones. Like I said, I wanted this to be more of an editorial look, and you cannot have an editorial look without highlighting your collarbones and shoulders. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more colorful looks, let me know in the description box, or I'm sorry, the comments below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!